Hello everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Story. Today, as always, got some work to do. Now, we come inside our base here. You can see I made a very important upgrade. We officially have our first lanterns of the base set up indoors. One of the things we need to do before we move in is make sure it is properly illuminated so nothing is going to spawn inside of it. I spent a little bit of time crafting up some copper plates. As you can see, I have a couple more in my inventory here. There is a big pocket of quartz right nearby the base that I use to get a bunch of clear quartz as well. So I have all the materials that we need. This candle here we can craft using our beeswax. And then just like that, we can craft up 2 more lanterns. Absolutely beautiful. One of these we'll probably want to keep on our person, but just in terms of the base here, we're going to need to get a little bit more light. One upstairs definitely we're going to need. We probably won't need all 3 of them down here. Maybe these 2 alone will be good enough. But yeah, very excited to officially have our first lanterns. Copper plates do take 2 copper ingots to craft up, so crafting all of these has been a decent chunk of our copper. But we did have a few pinned copper ore locations. There's still a couple that I haven't even mined out yet. So, just kind of going back to all the pins that we discovered in the past, getting a bunch of copper. If we want to make a lot more of these lanterns, which I do eventually want to kind of illuminate this whole outdoor area, all the indoors to be nice and bright, we're going to need a lot more copper. You can craft lanterns out of iron and other materials, but it's kind of a waste. Probably the best use of your copper is to craft that into the copper plates and then make those into the lanterns. As far as other changes, I did just kind of fill in the underneath of the deck here with a bunch of dirt, so it looks like a little bit more of a mountainside. As you can see, a little bit more natural looking. Definitely glad that we did that. It's not just kind of a sheer cliff anymore. It kind of looks a little bit more natural, like it's kind of settled onto this mountain now. And to get all of that dirt, basically I've been clearing out an area where we're going to be putting our farm. So back over in this direction, right over here, you can see I've been clearing out a ton of dirt. This is where I think we're going to be building our farm. I did a little bit of testing, and this spot right here seems to have the lowest temperature compared to up there, compared to down there. This seems to be the sweet spot right here. So I'm going to be extending this into a nice big open field, and we can have a really nice farm right behind our new base. But yeah, I think the main projects for today that I want to get taken care of are, number 1, of course, work on moving maybe all of our crafting stuff into the new base, and number 2, getting a beautiful new staircase set up so we can just walk straight up into the new base without having to worry about jumping up this mountain every time we want to come up here. But yeah, that is the plan for today. So I think first things first, I'm just going to work on gathering maybe a ton of cobblestone. Part of it we can get from our rubble boulder over there. That might be a little bit of a waste. I don't know if that actually gives you a better return on rubble per stone mined. I think it's probably about the same. You get this per 1 stone inside of that block, you get 1 stone's worth of rubble. So I don't think it would be worth rubble hammering that necessarily. It's probably a little bit faster and definitely saves on durability for our pickaxe. But there are a few projects in the granite area that I want to take care of. Namely, there are a couple of tin ore spots that I found. There's like one over here, of course copper. So I think mining up a bunch more copper and tin is probably what we're going to do. And that way we can gather a ton of cobblestone for our staircase that we're going to have just right up the side of the mountain. And I do think I kind of want to cover up some of the gravel there. I'm not a huge fan of the gravel look. It would look a lot nicer if this was just a pure dirt mountain, but that would be an insane amount of dirt. So I think maybe just like the surrounding slope around our staircase we can turn into dirt, and that would look a little bit nicer and have a nice sort of staircase all the way up to the base. Alright. Looks like our bee skeps are all populated again. Very nice. We're going to eventually have to move everything up there. Obviously, we'll have our field up there. The bees will have to move up there as well. Probably after harvesting them, we can just save 1 populated skep. That'll make the transplant process much easier. But yeah, this little base did us wonders. We've been in here for quite some time. It is pretty nice, got a nice little roof on it. Can't complain, but it is absolutely time to upgrade. Our new mansion up on the hill is definitely going to be our place to be. Yeah, in preparation of that, let me just check and see how much... we have a little bit of this cobblestone. Let's just kind of see how many stairs we can craft. So I'm just going to stick some of these lanterns on the wall for the time being. And let's get to work crafting up some staircases here. We could also make like some stone pathing. That might look pretty good. It's just normal soil plus any rock pretty much. Yeah, I think maybe that's what we do. Let's make a stone path up to the top. So let's just see if granite can work here. Oh, so we can use granite cobblestone actually. Okay, that's good to know. So we have quite a bit of granite cobblestone on hand. And then to make the stairs, it's 3 plus 1. Interesting. Let's get a ton of those path stairs and a few of the path blocks as well. Alright, so we got 48 stone path stairs. Not sure if that's going to be enough here. Let's go ahead and get a few stone path blocks. I don't think we're going to need quite near as many. Alright, so I'm just going to bring the rest of this over to the base area, and then let's just get to work setting up our little staircase. We'll probably end up needing more granite cobblestone regardless, because I don't think we'll have nearly enough stairs. We need to figure out how we want to have it aligned here. Definitely kind of to the left of the base is where I want to have it. Then we're going to have to dig out a nice little sloped entryway for ourselves here. Probably going to need more dirt as well, but first things first, let's figure out how we want to connect it to the deck. So I think maybe we have a gate here and one more fence continuing into this dirt area. And we may end up deciding to expand the deck. I'm not sure if I want to actually like put anything out here or just have it kind of be a decorative living space. We'll have to figure that out in the future. But for right now, I think if we expand the deck, it would be difficult to move the staircase. So what I think is we have the staircase kind of lead to here. So in case we end up expanding the deck, we can have the staircase already kind of off to the side, so it'll kind of go up here and then up and to the right from there. I think probably right about here is a good spot to start. This will be where we put the stair. Get our shovel. I did craft up another shovel and pickaxe as well because we're running a little low on durability there. You can see we have our stone path and our stone stairs here. Very nice. Definitely like how that looks, how it kind of lays into the dirt like that. Alright, there we go. Got a little staircase coming up here. Turn into a 2-wide path right at the top here. And then if we do end up expanding the base, obviously we can just push this back. But yeah, instead of having to jump up all those rocks, we can basically just rocket straight up these stairs now. Absolutely nice. Of course, we're going to want a little path coming up into the base. We'll have to figure out what kind of stairs we want there. But yeah, I like how the dirt path looks. It's just a nice little look to it. In fact, maybe we actually replace these wooden bricks here with the dirt. Alright, I think that's how we're actually going to do it. We're going to push these stairs back one. We'll have the nice sort of dirt path up into the base. And if we do expand the deck, we always could have like maybe the dirt, have the path go up to the side over here. We kind of have a little bit of a yard. We can have a yard entrance to the side. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this for now. And let's get to work building our staircase all the way down. All right. Definitely a lot easier getting up here with the staircase. I don't know how far I want to actually continue it. Ooh, gotta be kind of careful going down. Do a little bit of a bounce. Can't exactly sprint down the staircase. But you can sprint up it, no problem. And when you're going down, we can just kind of hop our way down like that. I think that is going to be good for now. I mean, we have a few more materials. Might as well just spend what we have. See how far we can get this path here. All right. So that's pretty much exactly all of our materials here. We have a long staircase up the side of the mountain. We're going to have to make it look a little bit more interesting. Maybe we make it too wide or something like that in the future. But for now, this will serve our purposes just fine. It'll make getting up to the base so much easier, and we can start working on transporting everything up into the new home. Looking very, very nice. Got our nice staircase to the side of it, all the way up to the new home. Absolutely great. And unfortunately, it is a high rift activity evening out here, so we're going to have to hole up inside of our base. There are definitely projects that we can work on here. More lantern crafting is definitely on the menu. We do have some meat that I believe is about to spoil, so maybe some cooking is in order here as well. Yeah, we have 1 day left on 44 meat here. We only have 3 crocks, so maybe we just cook all of those meats into full meat stews. Let's see, we have our weak tannin here. Maybe we get that turning into strong tannin. I don't have any oak down here. Yeah, let's get that turning into strong tannin. Just do a little bit of inventory sorting here, and I will be with you guys shortly. I think we may need to craft up another set of crocks, which is crazy considering how many we have. All of these are full. These 4 are sealed here. I think maybe we cook this meat and seal all 4 of them. So it'll just be 4 more pots of full meat stew that we can have sealed up, ready for the winter. We have a lot more honeycomb that we can squeeze out and get more beeswax. So candles, all of that. We get this turning into strong tannin here. Yeah, so we're approaching finishing our next batch of leather here, and then our next batch of hides that we can put into the strong tannin. We do have this crock ready to go as well, so we have 4 crocks. That actually should be enough for now for all this meat, but we want to be a little bit more prepared. We can have maybe 8 crocks full for the winter. That's not going to be enough to last us through the winter, obviously, but it will give us a little bit of variety in the diet, which is nice. I haven't even started baking bread or anything like that, so we're going to need to craft up some ovens. I think we do that once we move into the new base, have a nice sort of kitchen area. Oh, you can hear the monsters coming out. Yeah, I'm just going to settle in for tonight, do a bunch of relaxing cooking here, craft up some more crocks, and yeah, that is the plan for now. So one tip for cooking here is if you have 2 pots cooking the exact same thing, what you can do is actually do a full 6. So this will be 1.5 crocks worth of food. The 1 full crock is 4. So we'll do another 6 carrots in here and 6 carrots in here. And so this way we have the exact same thing in both of these, and we can use exactly 3 crocks to get all the ingredients out of this. So 1.5, 1.5, that's 3 obviously. So that is the plan here. Just a little tip is do the same thing in both crocks, and that way you can cook quicker and fill 3 crocks in one go. And then I am going to craft up another set of crocks here. There we go, 4 more crocks ready to fire here. Cooking is coming along nicely. I'm also going to do a little bit of honey squeezing while we're down here. We're running low on bowls, so we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah, just a little bit of extra chores around the base here. Always stuff to do in Vintage Story. I love how immersive it is, though. Just every little thing that you need to do, always extra stuff you need to do. It's just a super immersive game. So the first one done here, we can fill 1 full crock here, and then take the other half here, take half from here, and then fill the last crock. So that is the way you do it. And then let's get all 3 of these sealed up here. It's a bunch of meat for us in the winter, plus a little bit of veggie. Very nice. But as you can see, these last for a full year. These will have no problem having this preserved into the winter. Yeah, there's still tons of monsters outside. What I think I'm going to do now is, since we don't really have enough firewood and I don't want to waste our oaks, I could try running upstairs, but I don't really want to risk it. We have plenty of chores to do down here right now, so I'm going to get to work on the long process of grinding up some of our seed, our grain, into flour here. This is making me definitely want a windmill to automate the process. That would make our lives so much easier. I think that's absolutely what we're going to try doing next with our flax. We want to have a really nice homestead before we work on our armor. And once we have that Gambusan armor, we can really start venturing out, looking for caves, doing more exploration, more dangerous journeys. I just really enjoy focusing on the homestead in this game. A little bit more relaxed. There's always plenty to do. Alright, it is still night out, but I decided to come up to our base. There's plenty of monsters, but they can't get into our fence, so we're totally safe. I'm going to get a little bit more firewood, cook up that last little batch of meat that's about to spoil. 4 a.m., the sun should be coming out any minute here. Let's not get hit by the rocks. Get back in our base here. And yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit more flour grinding. The other thing we're going to have to figure out is where we want to put our cellar up in the new base as well. So I think we figure out the cellar placement, where we're going to put the ladder up into the other bedroom. A lot of stuff to still consider. But yeah, just finish up this cooking here and we will get back to work. Alright, good morning everybody. I'm going to craft up just a couple more crocs here, get these firing, and then we will get back to work on the base. So we're going to want a lot of food stored for the winter if we can manage it. Go ahead and harvest up a bunch of grass here. It's probably something we should also do before the winter is just get a ton of grass. I'm not sure if grass still spawns in the winter or not. I actually haven't played through a winter in this game before. So that will be a first for this series as well. Definitely looking forward to it. There we go. Let's get 8 more crocs going. And then with that taken care of, it is back to work on the base. Alright, I'm going to bring this trunk full of building materials. I also have a couple of chests in here prepared. That will allow us to start storing some stuff up there. Go ahead and get our first little storages set up in the new base. Use our beautiful new staircase to get up there nice and quick. It does look a little odd, just a lone stone path. Like, I think we definitely need to build around it, get some dirt, make it look a little bit more natural. But it gets the job done, that is for sure. This is so much faster. Alright. Here we are, home sweet home. I think what I'm going to do is put the ladder to the upper deck right here. Place like this right here. We'll get the other slab right there. Perfect. And I do have some ladders here, so get our ladders up the wall. There we go. Access to the second floor. We're going to need to seal this in so it's considered a shelter. I think for right now, let's just put wood there. And then maybe for ease of access, we cut out one more floorboard like this. Alright, perfect. Alright, so as far as where we want to put our storages and everything, not 100% sure yet. And then maybe we actually like build a staircase down this way, and that can lead down into a cellar, kind of right tucked behind the ladder here. That could be nice. For right now, let's just get this stuck down. And then these 2 storages right here. Maybe we could get away, if we have a window right here, we can kind of get away with putting storages like alongside the wall on both sides like that. That I think could work out great. And then let's just work on clearing out our inventory here, all this stuff that we don't need immediately. And yeah, at this stage, it's going to be a lot of item running. Get all of this stuff into another chest over here. And then this chest is now open, so we can just pop this back on our back. And we can start doing our transport runs here. Time to officially move in to the new base. I think we start off with our like smithing area. We'll get this set up there. So we need to figure out where we want to place all of this stuff. A little bit more storage. Let's get on back up there. So that is going to be the process. Just using the CarryOn chest on our back. You can see nice and convenient. We have a chest in our hand as well. And that is going to be the process. Just a lot of running back and forth here. Getting everything set up in the new base. As far as where we want to put our forge area, I think eventually we're going to want to build an expansion, maybe out over to this side, and that can be like our forge, do a double doorway here, have another room over there. But just for a temporary measure, let's get our forging stuff kind of down over on this side. Back and forth, back and forth. That's going to be the process here. Alright, so here's the progress so far. Got quite a bit of the stuff up here, a lot of our storage is up here as well. One of our tool racks up here, still got a few more of those left to bring up. maybe end up crafting some more of those. We can have like tools all the way across the entranceway, nice and convenient. But for now, I'm literally just randomly slapping everything into storages. We're going to do some hardcore sorting later on. But for now, the sun is about to set, running low on food, so let's head back to the base that we have in progress right now. Still got a little bit more stuff to pack up over there. We'll head down into the kitchen, maybe do some flour grinding while we're waiting for this night to pass. We're of course going to need to bring our bed up there. It would be lovely to find a much nicer bed. That's something that you can find when you're exploring through ruins and caves. You can find a aged wooden bed, I think is what it's called. So that's kind of the best bed in the game to be on the lookout for. Doesn't look like any of our crops here are quite ready. Oh, a few of our onions. Go ahead and get all these harvested up here. And yeah, let's go ahead and settle back into the basement here. Maybe for one last night. We're gonna have to get our new cellar set up over in the other side as well before we can really fully move out. We're still gonna be relying on our food out of the old building for a little while, but not for much longer. Oh, looks like our next batch of leather is finished as well here. Go ahead and grab this up. 24 more leather. I did, as you can see, craft up a third backpack, but with this, we are now officially ready to upgrade to full hunter's backpacks and have 16 leather to spare. So absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead. Maximum inventory. Absolutely awesome. And we still have 3 hunter's backpacks and 1 linen sack, so if we ever die, we will be able to bring an inventory with us. But yeah, for now, I'm going to hang on to that leather. I do have a recurve bow staff that is also finished. So we can use a little bit of that leather on our first recurve bow. We'll probably want to do a bunch of crafting, building ourselves some iron arrows potentially. We still have a decent amount of iron blooms left, like maybe around 20, I believe, but it may be about time to head over to the iron mine and get a bunch more. Checking on the base here. I mean, we could always sleep right now. I'm kind of tempted to do that. I really want to get this base up and running, but, sleeping is kind of a waste of time when you always have stuff to do in this game. We have flour to grind. I definitely think the next major project, so we're gonna want to build a new farm up there, but with winter fast approaching us, we're in September now, so it's definitely too late to start planting crops again, I believe. So I think maybe the next major project we work on is, of course, building a new food cellar and then building a windmill so we can automate this quern here, and then we can also automate a crusher. So yeah, windmill definitely high on the priorities list right now. I'm just going to do a bunch of flour here, nice and prepared, ready for the winter, and I will see you guys once the sun has risen and we are ready to head out and finish our move to the new base. Alright, good morning everybody. It's bright and early. Still have a few monsters out there. I actually don't have my weapon on me to defend myself, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, but as you can see, everything is moved out of the base, so I'm gonna grab up our bed here. We'll place this up in our new beautiful home. And all that's left is the aged torch holders in here. We're gonna grab these up and move them on over to the new base. Let's go ahead and retire our beautiful aged torch holders here. They did us wonders, but it is time to move them to their new home. All 3 of them. Grab our anvil mold. Not sure we'll ever need this again, but definitely are going to want to bring it along just in case here. And yeah, just like that, everything from inside the base is out of here. I think we are going to tear this structure down and reuse it. I think I want to build our cellar out of cobblestone so we can dig a hole underneath the base over there and then use all this cobblestone to make a nice spacious cellar over there. So let's go ahead and move all of our stuff over to the new base. Go ahead and grab up our chest here. And we are ready to go. I could take the doors here, but I want to use oak doors. I just like the look of the oak wood against the plaster so much better than the pine. So let's head on over to our base, the last little shipment of goods here, and then we will tear down our old base and get ready to build up our new cellar. It is nice and bright in here with just those 2 copper lanterns. Of course, have 2 more copper lanterns ready to go as well. I think we're definitely going to want to craft up a few more of these things. Make sure the whole base inside is illuminated, and then also the area around it to be nice and illuminated as well. Yeah, we're going to definitely need a window here, but for the time being, let's just get our bed down right in the center, right there. This will be our beautiful window here. And with that taken care of, everything is officially moved out. Get one more lantern on the front porch here to greet us. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful sunrise coming up. And over there you can see our old base. I think it is time to retire that thing and get our brand new base up and running. Liking the new smithing side of the base over here, looking pretty snazzy. And then we can have like a nice entranceway into our cellar over here. So we're going to need a bunch of cobblestone and such ready to go. So that is the project for today. Tearing down the old base and using those materials to build up our brand new cellar. Our bees look like they're still not quite ready. One of them looks like they're ready to be harvested. But once all of these are ready to harvest, then I will break down all of them except for one, and then we can move our bees over there. The farm can wait until after next winter, so we'd have plenty of time there. And with that said, it's time to say farewell to the old base here. We are going to have to leave the last bit of foundation because that is the current roof to our existing cellar. So we're not going to destroy the whole floor quite yet, but all these walls are coming down. All right. That is everything. We'll grab these stairs. These will be the stairs to our new base. This place isn't secure anymore. If we have to come back over here, we're going to have to be very careful because we just basically have to hide inside of the cellar if we can't get this job finished today. So ideally we can get it finished today. But before that happens, we're still relying on the old cellar here. We got our last batch of leather in here in the strong tannin, so one more batch of leather coming along. We can carry, actually I guess we can't carry barrels. So we're gonna have to leave this barrel here for at least 4.5 days before we can do anything with it. But with that taken care of, our cellar is pretty much ready to be moved. We just gotta build up our new one. So we got a decent amount of cobblestone here, a decent amount of cobblestone back at the base in storage as well. So let's head on over there and figure out what we're gonna do for the cellar. At long last, we're gonna have some stairs leading into the base here. Very nice. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful oak door leading into our base here. And as you can see in the upper left, we are now housed. So this whole place is insulated. If this window was still open, I believe it would cancel out our insulation. But with our current setup, we are insulated and good to go. So, cellar. I think, yeah, what we do is we dig out the ground here, and then we can make a staircase going down from here. So let's get our shovel out. We're going to be replacing all of these walls with cobblestone, I believe. We may actually have to remove one more layer of plaster here to get the clearance that we need. Which means we'll need to fill this in with more cobblestone. And then if it's just too high, we should be able to get all the way down. We just have to figure out how deep we want to make this thing. On the outside here, so it's going to be... it's like a little extra bump to the base right here. That's going to be the entranceway to our cellar. We'll probably need another lantern. For now, we can rely on the aged torch holders. Make sure our cellar is safe from monster spawns. Alright, so I think right about here is good. We're kind of right on the rock layer. So it'll be this cellar down this deep. This should be fine. Then we're going to have to dig out our cellar from here. Let's get the first little foundation going here. So cobblestone stairs all the way down. Just like that. Nice deep cellar over here. And then we're going to replace the walls and floors with cobblestone here. So there's going to be a lot of mining, a lot of digging. Yeah, this is going to be the process. Alright. So here's the shape of the cellar right now. I'm definitely going to need to replace all of these walls with cobblestone so it looks nice and consistent. Get a couple more lanterns crafted up for the downstairs here. And then of course we need to get 2 doors right there. Maybe we actually use the pine doors on the cellar down here. Beautiful. Just like that, we got our nice cellar all set up. Nice and easy access from inside of the base. Now we just got to get all our food transported into here and get our new walls all set up as well so it looks a little bit more consistent. I'm very happy with that. Very nice looking little entranceway into the cellar. Super convenient from upstairs as well. And you just come outside to the beautiful balcony. Get a view of where our old base used to stand. Yeah, we are pretty much ready to transport into the new cellar over here. So let's just store up a bunch of this stuff that we don't need right now. Let's find an empty storage here. Get all of this in here. And let's just double check that this counts as a cellar. So if I close the door, yes, we are in a cellar here. Should do just fine to preserve our food. It actually is a little bit more shallow than I thought. The roof of the cellar is kind of just 1 block below where we are right here. So it's not super deep, but it will get the job done, that's for sure. And maybe we just like pile a little bit more dirt on out here. Add a little bit more insulation to it. And with night fast approaching us here, we are short on food. And I can't wait to be fully moved into this base. It is going to be super awesome. Let's go ahead, get this on our backs, and we will start transporting. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this because the food will spoil a little bit while it's on our backs. It might be better to do like 1 jar at a time. Looking super majestic up on the hill. Here's our little dinky old house right here. Get down into the cellar. I mean, closing this gate really doesn't do much anymore for us. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to move. So we can carry these barrels when they're open, but if they're sealed, we cannot carry the barrel. Now we can move 1 pot just full of all of our crocks. What I think we do is let's take all of our sealed crocks into our inventory here and just bring this up. And then we will carry the other crock pot on our back. That way we have all of our current food here. I want to do this as quickly as I can so we don't get any extra spoilage. I'm going to take all this other stuff that doesn't spoil. We'll bring this chest with us. Get our 2 cooking pots. Maybe get our quern. That's our old hay bale right there. And all this other stuff can stay for a little bit. Let's head on back to the base with all of our existing cooked foods. A few of our old pelts ended up rotting, which is not a huge issue. Rot is useful for a few things in this game, so it's nice to have some on hand. Let's get inside here, into our new cellar. Get all this stuff stored up. Here are sealed. It's 1.4, 1.5, so it's about the same as what we were getting in the other place. There's a lot more room to work in here, so we can be a little bit more deliberate about how we organize everything. But yeah, looking nice. And with this food here, we are ready to work through the night in our new base. Look at this lantern back to where it belongs, right there. Nice and illuminated with our 2 lanterns, our torch. We come up to the upstairs, nice and illuminated with that 1 lantern. Plenty of light, I believe. Maybe we could actually even like put it up on the ceiling. Would be a little bit more even distribution of the light. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving the new base. Things are coming along swimmingly. All we need is windows now. But yeah, I think we warm up the new home here. Get our first night's work taken care of. I think I want to move the, if we have the anvil like right here maybe, then we can just kind of turn around and go straight to work with our anvil. So first project, maybe we just smith up a couple more iron blooms here. We have 29, so actually a pretty decent amount. Get 2 of those, 2 coals. We need our torch. Get these lit up and we'll get these turned into ingots. Yeah, excited to have our first project of the new base. Super, super awesome. We could also work on getting some more copper bars going. We're definitely going to want more copper bars for more lanterns. So maybe we get a fire pit set up right here. We'll get a fire pit right here. That way we can get our crucible going. Looks like our ingots are ready to go. Let's get these first few jobs of the new base done here. Absolutely awesome. Super convenient to just be able to turn around like that. Very spacious, so much more spacious than our last base. But yeah, I mean, the new base isn't, you know, the largest, the most fancy, but I'm definitely a fan of it. I'm still pretty new to Vintage Story, so, you know, I'm not like a master builder or anything. But yeah, I'm definitely pleased with what we've created here, and I'm super excited to keep expanding it. So now that we have our cellar going, you know, the next job that we want to work on is a windmill. I've never built a windmill before, or a helve hammer, or a pulverizer, or anything like that, so it's all going to be first experiences here. Definitely exciting stuff. And we have all the food that we can need already here in the base in our beautiful new cellar. Let's go check it out. Speaking of the cellar, I want to get to work on replacing the walls with cobblestone as well here. We could do something like polished stone just down into the cellar area, and then the cellar will be all cobblestone. But, you know, just connecting to the base here, maybe we use polished stone. That might look a little bit nicer. Yeah, maybe we actually just get a bunch of polished granite. Not sure if we'll have enough to fill in this whole thing. But I think that's probably what we're going to do to get our wall down into the cellar. We have 2 aged torch holders in here currently. Yes. So that should be good for now, but we definitely want to get a lantern in there as well. So let's go ahead, get a bite to eat, and then let's pour up some more copper. Don't believe we're safe on the front yard quite yet. Yep, yeah, they're coming. Let's stay inside. We're going to need to make a new fencing system, get it all illuminated out there with more copper lanterns to make sure, you know, even in the night, if monsters are spawning, they're not spawning right next to the base. But that said, I'm just going to do a little bit more crafting, get some copper poured up here. Right now I'm going to get 4 more ingots poured up. That'll be 2 more copper plates for us. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Just a bunch more crafting. Then first thing in the morning, we'll finish moving our cellar over here and then figure out what we want to do from there. Alright, good morning everybody. The monsters have gone away for the day. Definitely going to need to work on fencing this off, lighting it up. But for now, we're going to focus on our food transport again. So let's go ahead and finish our transport job and get everything out of the old base. I'm just going to put this chest in our inventory. And then this way we can just plop the vegetable vase down as quickly as we get in there. Basically one more trip and we're done with this place. Feels absolutely great to finally be in a serious home, not living in a cobblestone shack anymore. Here we are down in the basement, so vegetables I think let's put over here. Right there. And then we'll get our grain storages down right next to the corn over here. I think our other crock craft is all finished now. Very nice. That is everything moved out of the cellar. Except for our barrels, just have a little bit of waiting to do on the leather making process over there. Yeah, let's check in on our farms, grab up our new crocks here. Looks like our bees are coming along nicely. Just a couple more before they're all populated. Our last few harvests here, this flax. All that's left of these 3 little spelts. Not sure if they're gonna make it before it gets too cold for it to grow. That is this farm finished up pretty much. Check on our rye farm. I don't think it's gonna be ready quite yet. Oh, we got our cabbage, onions. Yeah, we have plenty of time before we have to concern ourselves with the next farm setup. Let's go ahead and get all these new food products into their beautiful storages. Then I'm also actually going to grab up these slabs here, bring these up to our base. Want to get a little polished granite going. Maybe we get that leading down into our cellar. Get our 2 slabs nice and situated on the deck. And I actually do think I'm going to grab up the 2 of the barrels that we're not using currently. We can leave the other one there since we can't transport it. Still some more time on the rye. There are 6 and 7s, but we're getting there. These should all be ready before it gets too cold for them to grow. Rye can actually grow into a lower temperature than most other crops, so not concerned about the rye at all. We're going to check on our resin trees because if we're going to be building automation, you need a lot of resin for the components. So I'm going to go ahead. I have about 4 trees nearby that I've been pinning. So just do a quick lap around, get all the resin we can. All right. Good morning, everybody. So I've done a bit more work around the base here. Let me just show you what I've been up to. So I finished moving our bees from over there. All of that is taken care of. I also reorganized and finished sort of sorting out all of our inventories and also expanded the cellar a little bit. So first off, here's the bees over here. Doesn't look like they have swarmed yet. We have all of our flowers up here. We have our 1 populated skep. I just placed it down, so it hasn't registered any of these flowers or anything yet. Not sure if that's like glitching out, because it's been here for about a day, so usually it would update and say flowers are nearby. But for now, this is where the bees are going to live. Definitely pleased with the placement here, just nice and convenient behind the base. And then let's go ahead and I'll show you indoors what we have going on. So I've done a bit more smithing. I have a couple of plates ready to turn into lanterns, a few more ingots ready to go here. All of our chests are now sorted, so our wood stuff, crops, flax, dirt, plants, building materials, smelting stuff, stones and clay, all of it nicely organized. And then down here you can see I put the polished granite on the walls. I might end up filling out the whole thing with polished granite, or I don't know, we'll have to see. And then down here in the cellar, you can see we've done a lot of reorganizing in here. So we have a few more clay storage vessels that I have. Our leather finished crafting up in the other location, so I brought all of our barrels over here, getting some more tannin going. We have our crock pots that are sealed and prepared for winter in here. I did also make up some jam, so I figured out the recipe for that. It isn't very satiating, it's only 400 for the full jar here, but it is a way to preserve fruit for a long time. So these are not sealed and they last for 1.5 years, or 1.8 years. So the jam will last quite a bit of time, so we should get a little bit of fruit for ourselves in the winter. We have our vegetables, spare ingredients, and our hides in this one. I did also start storing our honey in this barrel here. I have a nice little water spot, nice and convenient. All of our grains stored over here next to our quern. Just our extra storages over here, empty crock pots, our 2 cooking fire pits, and then 2 brand new clay ovens. So with these clay ovens, basically you just use the fire clay to craft them like any other crafting thing. You don't actually have to put these in a pit kiln, they're just ready to go as soon as you craft them out of clay. So I stuck 2 of them in here so we can now do some bread baking, we can make some pies. To make pies, you need a table to cut the pie dough. So I have these tables, nice and convenient right here. A chest full of all of our firewood for cooking. And that is the cellar here. So definitely pleased with, the way we kind of did the inlay for the cooking area and extra storage right there. A lot more spacious than it was before. Definitely pleased with the shape of the cellar. All right. I think that will wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We got a ton of work done as usual. Lots of cooking. We moved our cellar over to the new base. All of our new lanterns up and running. We have our bees over by our base here as well. So much progress, and yet still so much more to do. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye.